You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
Wepa, ladies and gentlemen, and felt cover detectives of all ages. Lock the doors and dim the lights and hide that banjo and cue the jazz. Because today on Comic Crusaders, we're going to be stepping into a rain-soaked alley where the jokes hit harder than a brick in a sock. You feel me? Because today I'm going to be joined by a legendary cartooning talent, an Eisner Award-winning funny bone assassin, one of the most important creative voices to ever wrangle the chaos that is the Muppets. That's right, baby. My man bellies up to the drawing table once again with the Muppets Noir #1 from Dynamite Comics, a hard-boiled, pun-loaded, trench coat-wearing mystery featuring clue-filled cover art by my guest himself and an absolute beast in Declan Shalvey. Now, we have an enigmatic Deluxe Mystery Blind Bag behind this project that got fans guessing harder than Gonzo on a lie detector. I mean, let me tell you, this is not your childhood Muppets. You heard? Okay, it is, but they've seen things. You feel me? So it's dark things. So buckle up, because we're talking craft, comedy, crime, chaos, and how you make felt funny in the shadows with the big boss, the legend himself, the one, the only Mr. Roger Langridge. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, do the Kermit thing.
Yeah, what's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm excited. You know, I grew up watching the Muppets, man, and to see how you are a big boss that is touching such an iconic property like this that so many people love. I'm all in for it. Let me tell you, I told one of my friends, hey, I'm going to interview someone that has touched the Muppets. And they immediately, oh, who is it? They looked you up. They're like, oh, my God. So I dug it. Roger, it seems you have a big old fan base out there. Let's get it. Now, I love to start with an origin story, since this is the first time I've had you on. So let everybody know where you're originally from and the most important question of your life. What was the first thing in all of fandom that you, as a wee laddie, ever fell in love with?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm from New Zealand. That's where I grew up. I moved to London in the early 90s. And the first comic I really loved, I suppose, was Uncle Scrooge by Carl Barks.
Okay.
We used to get Australian reprints of those when I was growing up. This was in the 1970s, and they were reprinting stuff from the 60s and earlier, so all the way back to the 40s. So I got to read, stuff from all across his career, and he's still one of my favorite cartoonists.
Oh, agreed. I love how you mentioned that, because again, even when I was just a kid growing up, after I touched comics for the first time with Crystar, my issue there, right? Where they used to have what's called a flea market on the neighborhoods, where people are getting rid of the stuff in their basement. Their kids moved out, they left stuff. Let me tell you, there was one gentleman across the street from me. I'll never forget him. All he ever had was the Disney books. Donald Duck, Uncle Scrooge, Mickey Mouse and Friends, all that good stuff. I'm like, wow. And I would buy it as a kid because, I love cartoons. You know what I mean? And now that I'm older, I have a much more fond appreciation for how great that stuff really was. I mean, as kids, we saw it as kids, but now when you read it as an adult, you're like, oh shit, wait a minute. They really have some really crazy themes in this, and like as a kid, you don't realize what's going on.
Yeah, you looking at those books as an adult, you can tell that there are definitely some that are better than others. They're not.
Oh yeah.
The same level.
Absolutely. So Roger, man, let's get into this, because noir is about cynicism and shadows, right? And Muppets about optimism and chaos.
Yeah.
So who flinched first when you smashed these two worlds together? Was it the cynicism or was it the chaos?
Well, obviously it's a general audience book, so I'm trying to serve multiple audiences. I'm trying to serve people who are into film noir and, are younger, sort of less cynical audience. So it's mainly the aesthetic of noir that I'm borrowing. You know, you can't really have Kermit being like a hard drinking knight in a fallen world.
I mean, we would love to see that. Don't get me wrong.
No, it would be frowned upon. So yeah, it's very much the tropes of the genre. You know, you've got the detective, a mystery to solve, and you know, the various things that you would expect to find. You know, the aesthetic. There's lots of shadows. You know, big solid black areas and things like that. That kind of Cabinet of Dr. Caligari aesthetic.
Okay. Oh, damn. All right.
Well, yeah, I don't go full into that, but you know, I do my best. It's set in a black and white world. The Muppets, the idea is that Kermit gets hit on the head backstage in the Muppet Theatre. You know, the atmosphere, the setting that we're familiar with, and he imagines himself as this detective inside his head. He's having these fantasies that
as he's knocked out, he just went elsewhere for real.
yeah. He was like when he was knocked out, he was reading a detective novel. So it's sort of that's the last thing he remembers, you know. So he's in this black and white world, although the characters themselves are in color because we couldn't, you know, quite go full black and white with it. But that's sort of, you know, trying to get that atmosphere.
That would have been nice to see the whole Muppets in a black and white noir aesthetic. Oh man.
Yeah, I'd be up for that, but I think
we have to, you know what, we need to have the Langridge black and white variant. Hey, Dynamite, we got to get the black and white version, all right? The Langridge noir version, all right? Let's go.
I think one of the covers is going to be black and white anyway. I'm pretty sure one of the variant covers like that.
Oh yes, you know, listen, don't be teasing Roger. I got them covers. I'm gonna be teasing that. I'm gonna be teasing your little trailer and all that. But let's dig back in, right? Because again, let me ask you: did writing Muppets Noir require a different, let's say, comedy muscle than the traditional Muppet stories?
Yeah, it's more plot oriented because the Muppet stuff that I did for Boom in the sort of 2009 2011 that was more like the Muppet Show, so it was more sketch oriented. And you could do, you know, musical numbers and things. Although I found a way to work musical numbers into the book, so you know.
Oh, you did? Oh, my man.
Yeah. No, always thinking. But it's less sketch oriented, and there's more of a narrative. We've got sort of a mystery where Miss Piggy, who is playing a character in Kermit's fantasy called Meringue Crustworth. She's like a pie heiress, and she goes missing.
Meringue, I love the name.
So she goes missing, and Kermit is hired to find her by her aunt, and he keeps bumping into her, but not recognizing her because he's not very good at his job. But Piggy pops up in a whole lot of different disguises. You know, she does the femme fatale thing, but she's also in lots of other roles as well. I've forgotten what the question was now, but
again, you know, what type did it require a different comedy muscle than
yeah. You know, you're trying to make a narrative that's funny, and you know, find funny situations. Whereas with the old book, it was more like you could do self-contained sort of sketches with jokes, and you could have a story running in the background.
So let's talk about that. So let's talk about that, because Kermit as a noir protagonist, I mean, that's already trippy to me. Now, did you treat him like a classic detective, or did you let the frog instincts take over?
Well, he's still recognizably Kermit. You wouldn't want to have him not be himself, you know. But you've got the sort of first-person narration that you get in noir fiction, and it's particularly in films. You know, you have a voiceover or whatever. Also in Chandler, it's usually in the first person. So there's that. So you know, he's got the trench coat and fedora.
Somehow I hear Fozzie doing the voiceover.
Yeah, no, Fozzie's in it certainly. He's a policeman. He's Officer Aubert, and he's sort of Kermit's sidekick for quite a bit of the story. So yeah, he's definitely got a big role in it. And we've got Gonzo in there. He plays Gonzini, who's a nightclub owner. He's got a nightclub full of chickens.
Of course he is.
Rizzo's in there. He's well, he has a few different roles in the story.
You know what? Gonzo is his chickens, especially in the current modern age, has a whole new meaning.
I'm sure.
Now I gotta ask you though, how close did Kermit become? How close did he get to becoming a real morally compromised gumshoe, if at all?
Well, not really. Not very much. I mean, he's
still Kermit.
I think if he was better at his job, he might have to make harder decisions. But he wasn't very good at his job in this story. So he's just trying to hold things together. I suppose the noir element is that everything seems to be chaotic and he doesn't know what's going on. So it's less moral compromise and more trying to make sense of the chaos. I suppose that's the angle.
I dig it, because that's what they're all about, is that chaos. Now, what came first? Was it the mystery or the punchlines as you were creating this baby?
Well, like I say, I was doing a more narrative-based approach than I was in the old comics that I did. So it's
purposefully. Did you do that with purpose, though? Did you do that with purpose? Like, this is how I want to do this story, or was it the task at hand?
I think for a noir story, it has to have a reasonably satisfying plot. So that came first. Yeah, that had to be in place, and it had to make sense. And then once I'd got that sorted out, I could throw the jokes in, or add funny sort of environments or situations to beef up that side of it. But yeah, it was definitely the narrative first, just to make sure that it worked.
I dig it. I mean, bro, you've been working with the Muppets for years. Now, are there any secret about these characters that fans still may underestimate?
Underestimate? I don't know about underestimating. I think, if anything, the challenge is making sure that they don't second guess everything you're doing, because they know the characters so well, So yeah, you have to try and sort of keep surprising them.
It's a fan base, man. I mean, look at my age. I was watching them back in the day on CBS. Let me tell you. All right, so folks, don't you worry. After this question, I'm gonna show you off some dope covers, and I have a trailer to show off. But before we that, because my man is also working with someone that's pretty dope. I mean, that's Declan Shalvey, right? He's bringing serious visual gravitas. How did his art elevate the tone of the book, in your opinion?
Well, he only drew, I think, one variant cover. I think he might be doing variant covers for all of them. But I've drawn the interiors.
But again, you're working with this is your baby. And now you have someone else, doing some covers. Listen, man, I'll be honest. I'm a protective MFer. This is my baby. It's my baby. You know what I mean? So, when it comes to him, how he's approaching and handling it, how would you say? I mean, are you digging everything he's doing?
So far, I've only seen the first cover he's done, but I love it. I mean, it's great. He's really good. But it was a complete surprise to me when I saw it. It was already, a finished thing when I first saw it. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful cover. He's really good.
Excellent. You gotta excuse me because my teleprompter here is about to die on me. Lots of things that happen. Technology, right? So with that, of course, just close that. I don't need that. Now, let me show off some covers, because what I need to know here is, how did you balance parody with respect when riffing on a genre as iconic as noir?
How did I balance what with noir? Sorry,
How do you balance parody with respect when riffing on a genre as iconic as noir?
Oh, clarity. I don't know. I mean, hopefully, one writes in order to be, in order for the work to be understood. I know that noir plots tend to be complicated, and that's part of the something like The Big Sleep. Even the writers didn't quite know how it all fit together. But the Muppets has to be a little bit more comprehensible than that, because as I say, it's for a general audience, and there is, as well as the adult audience, who sort of know what to expect from noir. You have kids who won't, so it might be their first introduction to the genre. So it has to be, at least a bit comprehensible, even if the plot is complicated and challenging to follow. It shouldn't be impossible to follow. So
none of it. Not when Langridge touched it. Now, when Roger touched the book, you're going to be easy following this. You got this, and you're going to be having a good time. Now, Look at this cover. This is why I kind of use this as the background with your animated image of Kermit just looking at you, taking notes, because he was like, "What is Roger doing on this scene? What did he?" I mean, but look at this cover. It looks fantastic. And then we see, usual suspects over here. We got Gonzo, we got Fozzie. What's homie's name behind Kermit over here? We got his name.
Sorry, I can't see it.
Well, he'll be back in a moment, folks. If you know his name, let me know. I always forget the names of all the characters. Because again, we all have our faves and the recognizable brands within what is the Muppets Noir. You feel me? Or the Muppets universe. But again, this is dope. I mean, and the rat that's a cook, you know what I mean? Which is pretty dope. And then we have this cover over here. Now check this out. We got Gonzo's chickens. We got Professor's assistant. We got Miss Piggy over here doing her thing.
Sorry about that. Right. Sorry.
Nowhere. Those are the things that happened. Yeah, I was about to move on. But what's homie's name? Do you know his name behind Kermit?
We're talking about the Sweetums.
Sweetums. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I forget the name. And then we got this beautiful second cover here. I mean, the drama is going on. And let me tell you, man, the one in the middle above Kermit, in between Miss Piggy and a Fozzie, I always dislike that Muppet because he always looks so serious and mean. And even in this, I'm like, oh my God, you know what? You fit him in the perfect narrative as a cop.
Yeah. It's definitely a role that fits him.
It is. Yeah, look at that face.
In the story, he's a real sort of stickler for details. So he busts people for the tiniest infractions. He's a real hard ass.
Yeah, he looks it. Look at him. Jeez. And then look at Miss Piggy looking like devious as always, because with that smile on that cover, that just tells me she's up to no good. I know her. Fozzie looking like, what's going on? Kermit is like, I have no idea. We see Gonzo and his chicken on the bottom. I mean, I love this cover. This is dope. I love this. I love this cover a lot. And then we got this, the variant black and white, again, that we mentioned earlier. I mean, look at this. Doesn't this look amazing? But there's also something really dope here, folks. Because I know it's the collective fad right now. It almost feels like the 90s variant cover phase and the foil covers and all that. But now it's the blind bag craze. Check it out. There's the Muppets Noir Mystery Variant Blind Bag, folks. Let me tell you, you're going to be very happy. This book drops next month. So check this out. You see that QR code that I put up right above me over here? If you go there, take you straight to Dynamite Comics. I mean, you can see what, if there's Ophi and LCS by you, where you could just go ahead and pre-order this baby right now. So, come on, man. This is the Muppets. You better be supporting this stuff. I mean, they even have a blank cover right here. So you get your favorite Muppet drawn in. And don't do it. Before the end of this podcast, we're going to find out where Roger will be so he could draw whatever you want on this blank cover. We're going to keep you busy, Roger. We're going to make you that bank, baby. Don't you worry. Now, comedy timing in comics is brutal, right? One panel too long and the joke dies. As the creator, you know this, right? So how did noir pacing change your approach?
I don't know if I was if it changed my approach that much. I mean, I was, as I say, I was hugely influenced by Karl Barks, who I think his sense of rhythm is really, really brilliant.
One of the best. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, I'm sort of working to that template, really. I mean, you've got a lot of story to pack into a limited number of pages. So it's not, the atmospheric sort of slow pacing you sometimes get in noir isn't really that present in this. I mean, it's a compromise you had to make the thing work, really.
But noir is normally dark, right? Did the darkness actually maybe help on the comedy to help it land harder, if you will? Because again, Kermit in a dark noir environment, I know there's a lot of comedy in this mother.
Yeah, well, I tried to get a few dark things in that I wasn't allowed to, but we still managed to get a little bit in there.
He tried. Roger tried so much.
I did my best. But we've still got a scene in a morgue, for example. I couldn't actually have any dead bodies in the morgue, but we managed to work around that a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you can, given the audience and the characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I say, it's sort of a constant flavor rather than a full blown noir. But
I really wish that publishers would sometimes just allow an adult version. Hey, let us do just one adult version of this once, and trust you me, let's sell to both audiences. All right, let's make this happen. Come on, folks. I want to see Roger really let loose, because he's giving me the feeling like, yo, I could have went nuts on this, but geez, limits, and it's understandable. I understand why.
Well, I don't want to make you think that I'm being restrained too much, because I wouldn't want to.
No, I'm pretty sure you're not restrained.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, I know you're an icon in this. You love and respect these characters, but I'm pretty sure that if you were given the opportunity to let loose, you would have a lot of fun. Like really,
maybe not with these characters, but with that environment and some other characters, I could probably do something different with it.
When are we gonna make this happen? I want to see an expansion of the Langridge universe. Come on, baby. Now. It mentioned, right now, one of the hottest collectibles is those Deluxe Mystery Blind Bags, right? How do you feel about that, in the biz? You've been in the game for a minute. Is that genius or is it madness?
I don't actually know anything about them. Is it just a surprise cover inside, or what is it?
Yeah, like a surprise cover. You buy the bag, and sometimes they'll have, maybe a special Declan cover that's, limited and whatnot. So imagine, you remember how you get those, 1 in 1,000 variants at a comic shop sometimes, or 1 in 5, whatever. So it's kind of the same way with the mystery blind bag variants. You don't know what's in there. You may get the regular, you may get something totally unique. And it's been a really big thing. I was even approached at New York Comic Con by a company that makes these. They're like, oh, you want to make comics? Everybody keeps asking me if I want to make comics. No, I want to support comics. There's enough. I don't listen. My stories may be good, but if I'm going to do that, then I'd rather have someone else do it for me, and I'll talk to them. Know what I mean? And let's keep building community as we should. You hear me? Now, before we move on, because I got a couple more questions, of course, but we do have this kind of little video that I found that Dynamite did for the book. So, I want you guys to get as much insight about this fantastic book as possible. So check it out. I mean, this is what's dropping next month.
Hi there. My name's Roger Langridge. I'm a pencil for hire, a scribbler, a scrawler. I've made a comic book. It is called Muppets Noir. It's sort of a reunion for me.
A scribbler.
Me and the Muppets go way back. I thought I'd put all that behind me, but when Dynamite came through my door, I couldn't refuse. So picture this. Kermit the
Frog, like Carlito's Way, they pulled him back in.
Sitting backstage at the Muppet Theatre, reading a crime novel. And he takes a blow to the head and it knocks him unconscious. And it turns out, inside his head, he thinks he's this character called Flip Minnow, Private Eye.
Look at that art, man.
And it looks like there's a whole lot of other familiar characters inside his head as well. There's Officer O'Bear. He's not the sharpest tool in the box, but his heart's in the right place. Right under his badge.
O'Bear never been
There's
sharp.
Gonzini, who runs a nightclub. But it looks like he might be up to his neck in something. Chickens, that's what it is. He's up to his neck in chickens. And there's a pig.
Aren't we all?
Of course, there's always a pig. Am I right? Or am I right?
Hey!
Only the pig's gone missing. And it's up to Flip to find her. But thanks to an incident in Flip's childhood, whenever he smells a pie, he falls asleep and has weird visions. The whole world seems to turn into a song and dance number. It always seems to happen at the worst possible moment as well, just when he's onto something. I guess that's why they call him the Snoozing Sleuth.
Yeah,
it looks like the first issue's coming out in February 2026. You'll be doing yourself a favor by going to your local comic shop and picking one up. See you later.
My man pulled out the Detective Noir hat. You better be picking this up February 18th, mi gente. You heard? Get it done. You better go to your favorite LCS right now and make that shit happen. Order this. You've seen this. You've seen that art. You've seen the colors. This book is fire. I'm excited. You got me excited, Roger.
Hooray!
This is what I need. This is the type of stuff I need to be reading. This is what we all need to be reading. You know, sometimes superhero shit is fun, but nah, man. Let's bring it back to some fun, some noir. You know, bring it back that Muppets, that madness. I love it. Now, was there any maybe difficult creative challenge that you faced while working on Muppets Noir?
I suppose the biggest challenge for me was the time it took. We started talking about this in April 2023.
Oh shit! 3 years in the making.
Yeah. It's been a while. I was initially approached to pitch some ideas for a Muppet series. So I initially wanted to do something like the Muppet Show comics that I'd already done. They didn't want to do that because I had another Muppet Show thing in the making at that time. So I submitted a whole lot of other ideas. There was like a Pigs in Space idea. There was theater through the ages. There was Muppet Newsroom that was sort of like His Girl Friday, that kind of thing. And you know, Muppets Noir was sort of quite low on the list, but that's the one they wanted me to go with. So once I'd done that, I had to get an outline approved, and for various reasons that took a very long time to get approval on. So it's been a long time coming. But yeah, we got there in the end.
Wonderful. I mean, talk about getting there in the end. Because you've written some of the funniest comics ever. Really, you have a wonderful sense of humor and timing. Is there anything that still scares you creatively when you're out there putting your stuff out?
Yeah, every time it's scary because you never know if it's going to work or not until you've done it. You kind of have to see it on the page before you know if it's going to work. And I guess that gets easier as time goes on because you've done more of it and you've got more practice. But even so, there's no guarantees.
I love it. My man almost answered it because I was about to ask you: is fear a fuel for comedy, or is this something you wrestle to the ground and give it that 1, 2, 3?
Well, I think it would be terrible if I was a live performer. I don't think I could be that would be awful. But I think, with something that, you put down on paper, your emotions don't necessarily have to affect what's being, what comes out. You can rework things and try things out and practice things. And that, the fear of live performance where if it goes wrong, it's gone wrong, isn't there. You've got that safety net of time, and being able to do things without anybody seeing them before you show them to somebody.
Oh, there we go. I love it. Kind of hiding out a little bit. Now, if this noir world expanded, right, which Muppet do you immediately throw deeper into the darkness, into this world? Who else is going to get knocked out by a brick backstage?
Well, I mean, there is talk of maybe having another series with Miss Piggy as the main character.
Everybody love Miss Piggy.
Yeah, I mean that's going to depend on how well this one goes, I suppose. But there are ways you can. We were sort of talking about maybe having her as a detective, but maybe she wears disguises, so she could be like a Miss Marple character for some of it, or something like that.
Bring it, baby! I want to see Miss Piggy get it.
So yeah, but you have to bring it back to the noir thing in the end. But I mean, we're talking about it. But who knows if that's going to happen?
Not if it's going to, because I know this is going to be a hit. Because this is the type of stuff that people are clamoring for. They're looking for a fun getaway, fantasy. I mean, listen, not to disrespect you, DC and Marvel, but I'm just saying, superheroes, they've had their time in the limelight. Now is a time for folks like Roger that brings something totally different than what y'all doing, to the limelight. That this is what we're looking for. We want to laugh, we want to enjoy, we want to escape, and Roger's bringing that definitely to the core. Now,
I did my best.
Do you think comedy is at its best when it's smart or when it's reckless?
I don't see why you have to choose. I think you can do really.
You mix, he says.
You can do really chaotic and reckless stuff and still be intelligent about it. I don't see why I don't see any contradiction there. Some of my favorite comedians are really sort of absurdist, but some of their references are really intellectual as well. But you don't need to know those references in order to appreciate the absurdity.
Great. So where does Muppets Noir live on that spectrum then?
Well, it's not too highfalutin, but at the same time, you don't want to assume your audience are idiots either. So it's got that kind of, you're trying to capture that Muppet humor that you have in the films and the TV show, which is a certain tone. It has these references slipped in, but they're not crucial to understanding the comedy. So that's the level I'm trying to pitch it at.
You're not trying, you're doing
myself.
You're doing it. And again, people got to understand, we got to change that language. When your stuff is out there, you're no longer trying. You're doing and blessed, and I'm a fan, and I'm going to be supporting you. Now,
thank you.
Let me ask Roger, because you've been in the business for a minute now, right? After all these years, what still excites you about working in comics?
I love the medium. It's pretty much how I learned to read, it's one of the few mediums where you can, it's in fact the only visual medium really where you can do an entire thing from start to finish just yourself. You can see your own vision see through to the final product. You don't need collaborators. I mean, you can have collaborators and that can be very rewarding, but if you want to do it yourself, if you want to be a one-man band, you can be. And you can have something visual at the end of it that is entirely yours. Whereas with film, TV, you have to have collaborators to see that through. Yes. Really, it's the nature of the medium.
Agreed. It takes a village.
Yeah. So I mean, there is that satisfies my desire to create things that express something of my own personality, really, because the more collaborators you have, the more it's part of everybody's personality. They all make a contribution, and that can enrich it, but it also means that it's not yours in quite the same way.
Agreed. Okay, understood. Now, if fans could take one thing away from Muppets Noir, what do you hope it is?
Falling in love with the characters again, I hope. They've been sort of off stage for a little while. Certainly the main cast have. You've had the Electric Mayhem series, but that's who are in this, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering. It's an outing for the main cast who haven't had something of their own for a little while now. And so I hope it sort of rekindles people's love for the characters.
So I'm starting to think that Electric Mayhem is going to be in Gonzo's Chicken Club. You know what that Chicken Club is, folks. I love it the way I do this, man. Like you guys make me laugh, man. Now, Roger, man, this is 2026, man. We're just starting. We're in January right now, and we have this whole year ahead of plans. What's up? I mean, anything coming up where we could meet you in person, get a signature, get a handshake, and share in-person storytelling of creating, this wonderful book?
Well, on this side of the Atlantic, I'm doing a few conventions this year. I'll be at Thought Bubble in November. Hopefully, I'm
dying to go there, man. Hopefully, I get to go this year. I want to really save money to go there.
It's a great convention. It's one of my favorites, and it's really comics focused too. You don't have the
Hollywood
stars and whatever. Yeah. That's not really part of it.
That's San Diego. Listen. Yeah. I respect San Diego, but it's not a Comic Con. Take that word out of there. It's a pop culture con. New York is a Comic Con still, thank God.
So so there's that. There's I'm hopefully going to do a signing at Gosh Comics in London. When the book comes out on the 21st, but we're still ironing that out, but hopefully that's going to happen. Other conventions I'm doing MacPow in Macclesfield in June. I'm hopefully doing the Lakes Festival in October. I'm sure there'll be some others along the way. It's early days yet, so we haven't had the haven't had too many responses from various applications. But
that's it. I get it. We're just starting, baby. We're just starting, Raj. Raj, you've been in the business for a minute, right? So what type of advice would you give, young cats out there trying to step into the game nowadays?
Make lots of comics, really. I mean, it's the same as it's always been in a way. In that you have to make the comics and then make sure that people see them, and that tends to lead to people talking about it. Word of mouth gets it out there. Publishers might see it. You've got something you can hand to people. But yeah, whether you're doing mini comics or whether you're putting them on the web or self-publishing, doing a Kickstarter, whatever you're doing, make a thing and finish it, and then show it to as many people as you can. I don't think there's ever been any other way really of getting into the business.
Exactly, and especially when they look sexy like this and like that, you better be showing that off and working hard on it. And again, then you're gonna have opportunities for getting these blind bags. And this is exactly how they come, Roger, in a black bag like this. So you have to rip off the top and pull out the book and see what it is that you have as a cover.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's cool. It's different. I mean, again, you see me. I'm kind of over that type of stuff. I'm trying to save my money and buy the things that, I want my old Conans that I'm looking for and buy new books like the Muppets Noir. So if I'm going to get any cover, I think it's going to be this one. Because this shit is so fun. I'm perplexed, though, because I kind of like this a lot because this gives me Muppets aesthetic. Like, so. And this gives me dark Kermie, like, huh?
Right.
But this is like Showtime. Like, oh my God, what's going on? Look at Fozzie's face. Even he's looking like, I don't know what's going on, bro. Yeah. I love this shit. I love it, man. Do you have a favorite character within the Muppets universe? That if you could write this one character the whole time, you would just do that?
Oh, well, it changes all the time. But I think as far as writing goes, Miss Piggy's probably my favorite. Because she's got layers,
yes, she does.
She's really complicated. She's all subtext with occasional outbursts of text. Yeah, she's really fun to write.
He said it. I love it. I love how you said that shit. Listen, we know what it is, man. Miss Piggy, I love her. I love the whole Muppets family, the whole Muppets Noir Dynamite. Again, they keep bringing the nostalgia. What is it about that? What attracted you? To bring the story to Dynamite? The Dynamite seek you? Did you bring it to Dynamite? How did this even work? What's the pro-man story between you and Dynamite?
Well, I didn't actually know that Dynamite were involved when I first was approached because I've had a working relationship with the editor, Nate Cosby, for some years. He was my editor on Thor the Mighty Avenger when I was doing that for Marvel. And I've worked with him on various other things throughout the years. The most recent thing before the Muppets was a Darkwing Duck spin-off, Justice Ducks. But yeah, we were when we first started talking about the Muppets thing. It was for Nate, and he's essentially been packaging these things for Dynamite. But yeah, I haven't actually had any direct dealings with Dynamite apart from sort of setting podcasts up. It's all been through Nate, who's been great to work with. I want to give him a shout out because he's been
a salute to the homie.
A total rock throughout this whole thing.
Amazing. Again, that's what you see, folks. Take care of people, they take care of you. You feel me? And that's what it is. I mean, it's nice to have collaborators, the people that respect your skill and talent, and then they ride with you. You know what? If I go here, you coming with me. I have people that treat me like that in the industry. So, Roger, I get it, and like, yo, much love to your homie over there because it's so important when you make those good, wonderful connections like that in the industry. It's key. So this is what it is, folks. I mean, this is the amazing Roger Langridge, and I'm kind of mad that you guys stay so shy. I see you guys lurking in the background watching. Y'all so shy. What are y'all working? Well, you just say hello, something. Come on now. But he just proved right here, Roger just proved that even in the darkest alley, comedy still throws the hardest punch. You heard? So the Muppets Noir #1, it's sharp, it's hilarious, it's stylish, and it's fearless. You heard? So whether you're a lifelong Muppet fan or a noir junkie or just someone that loves comics done right, I'm telling you, done right. It's not a word you hear too much often. Then this comic book right here by my man Raj is a must read. So do the right thing. Hit your local comic shop. 1. Snag that Deluxe Mystery Blind Bag and show off what you got. Make sure to tag us, because I'll retweet it and show off. And I might have to tag Roger. Like, look, Roger, this is what was in the blind bags. And then support creators who swing big and they land clean, just like Raj right here, doing his thing in the biz for a minute. So if you enjoyed this episode, please smash that like button, subscribe, share it with your crew, and tell the algorithm that Comic Crusaders is running these streets, baby. You heard? So until next time, stay creative, stay dangerous, and remember, even felt cast shadows. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Crusaders. Thank you, Dynamite. And Amy. A big shout out to Amy for hooking this up. Hasta la próxima. Wepa!
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.